Welcome back to SmartSpeak English.
Great to be diving in again.
Today, we're tackling something, well, really essential, but sometimes kind of awkward, right?
Oh, yeah.
The art of ending a conversation politely in English.
It sounds simple, but it's something we do constantly, isn't it? Quick chats, long calls, parties.
All the time.
And getting that polite exit right, it matters. Saves awkwardness, manages your time, and honestly keeps relationships smooth. Nobody likes feeling suddenly cut off.
Absolutely. So we've been looking into some really useful ways to handle this, some specific techniques and phrases. Our mission here is to pull out the best, most practical tips so you can feel more confident next time you need to wrap things up.
And it's interesting because the rules, well, they're not really written down anywhere, are they? And they change so much depending on who you're talking to and where you are.
That's a great point. The context seems absolutely key.
Totally.
So how you end a chat at work is going to be pretty different from, say, ending a call with your family.
Yeah.
Why is breaking it down by these situations so useful?
Well, context just changes everything. It dictates the formality, how direct you can be, even the reason you give,
Right.
What sounds warm and fine with a friend might sound, well, pretty abrupt to your boss. Or the other way around.
Okay, yeah.
So the advice we've seen really zeroes in on this, giving phrases tailored for different settings. It's about matching your exit to the environment.
Makes perfect sense. Like you wouldn't wear the same clothes everywhere.
Exactly.
Okay, let's dive into the first situation then. The office. You bump into someone, quick chat, but you need to get back to your desk. How do you step away gracefully there?
Right, the workplace. Well, here, the suggested phrases often kind of subtly nod to shared work pressures or time limits.
Okay, like what?
Things like, well, I should probably let you get back to it. Or maybe, all right, I'll let you go then. We can catch up later. Something like that.
Oh, I like those. They feel polite, but also, efficient.
Yeah.
Why do they work so well in that office setting?
The thing is, they frame why you're leaving. Saying, I should let you get back to it, shows respect for their time, their workload.
Ah, right.
You're almost saying you must be busy too, so your leaving feels like you're being considerate of them.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll let you go does something similar. It positions your exit not just as your need, but as freeing them up. It's cooperative. It fits that professional vibe where everyone's time matters.
That's quite subtle, isn't it? You're not just saying, I'm leaving, which can feel a bit blunt.
Exactly. It's more like, I recognize we both have stuff to do, much smoother.
Okay, cool. So, moving on. What about phone calls? They can feel harder sometimes, maybe because you don't have the body language cues. How do you wrap up a call that's been going on a while?
Yeah, phone calls are definitely their own beast. The phrases suggested here tend to focus on signaling you need to end it, but doing it warmly.
So, for example,
You could say something like, it's been really great talking to you, but I should probably get going now. Or, wow, I could chat all day, but I really need to run. Can we pick this up another time?
I noticed those often start with something positive, like, it's been great talking. That seems important.
Oh, absolutely. It softens the blow, doesn't it? It says, I enjoyed this, before you say, you need to leave.
Right.
Then you give the reason, I should get going, I need to run, and adding that bit about the future, like, let's pick this up another time, keeps the connection open.
Yeah, good point.
It just avoids that awkward fumbling, where you're both like, okay, well.
Yeah, the endless, oh, okay, all right, so, the place. Phrases cut right through that. Okay, what about social stuff? Parties, gatherings, you're chatting, but you want to mingle or grab a drink? How do you handle that?
Social events, yeah.
Yeah.
Here you want phrases that keep it light, friendly. You don't want to sound like you're fleeing.
Definitely not.
So things like, anyway, I won't keep you any longer. It was lovely chatting. Or maybe I'm going to grab another drink, but it was great seeing you.
That I won't keep you one. It's a bit like the office one, but feels different socially, right?
It does. Socially, it's more like, I know there are other people here you might want to talk to, and I'm going to move on to. It gives you both an out.
Okay.
And giving a simple reason like grabbing a drink or finding my friend, it provides a natural reason to physically move. No big explanation needed. It's a smooth pivot. You leave things positive.
Like a polite little excuse to relocate. Very handy. Okay, shifting gears again. What about more formal professional situations, like networking events or conferences?
Ah, yes. Here, the formality ramps up a bit. Respect for people's time, and maybe their seniority is even more important.
So the language gets more formal.
Yeah, a bit more deferential, perhaps. Phrases like, I don't want to take up too much more of your time, or I should probably let others get a chance to speak with you too.
Those definitely sound polished.
They do. And again, notice the framing. You're making your departure sound like it's for their benefit or for the good of the event. We don't want to take up your time shows you value it. And letting others speak with you is great for networking. It implies they're in demand and you're being considerate. It's very savvy.
That is smart. It's not about you needing to leave. It's about the situation or the other person. Okay, one more main context. Friends and family. The people we're most relaxed with. Do we even need fancy phrases here?
Well, the pressure's definitely off. Authenticity is usually more important than strict rules here.
So just keep it real.
Pretty much. Keep it relaxed, keep it genuine. Simple things like, okay, I'll let you go. Or, I got to run, talk soon. Or even just, we'll chat soon, take care. They work perfectly fine.
Because a relationship itself does the heavy lifting, maybe. You don't need to justify yourself as much.
Exactly that. You've got that established connection, that warmth. So being direct isn't usually seen as rude. A simple, okay, gotta go, said with a smile, is often all you need. It's about showing you care, even as you sign off. Efficient affection, maybe?
I like that, efficient affection. So it seems across all these different places, work, phone, parties, networking, family, the words change, but the goal is kind of the same.
What's that?
Signal you're leaving, do it politely, and keep the door open for next time.
Nicely put, yeah. And that brings us to something really crucial that applies everywhere, no matter what words you choose.
Yes. The point about tone being super important.
Massively important. You could have the perfect phrase, like textbook perfect, but if you say it looking at your shoes sounding bored or rushed,
It just falls flat.
completely, the polite words just lose all their impact.
So what does good tone look like? Smiling, sounding friendly, even if you are actually in a rush.
Yeah, all of that. Your voice, your face, your body language, if you're in person, they send huge signals. Warmth in your voice, maybe a quick smile, making eye contact. It backs up the words. It shows sincerity.
And there was also that point about not rushing the actual goodbye moment, even if you need to leave quickly, taking that extra second or two.
Yes, that really stuck with me too. If you rush those last few seconds, it can make the other person feel like, oh, they were just waiting to escape me.
Right. It can sour the whole chat you just had.
It really can. Just taking that beat, that extra moment to deliver your closing line calmly. Offer a genuine goodbye. It leaves a much better final taste. The words give you the structure, but the delivery, that's what adds the politeness, the sincerity.
That's a really key takeaway. The exit is still part of the conversation. So quick recap of some of those handy phrases. Office, maybe I should let you get back to it. Phone calls, great talking, but I need to run. Social events, gonna grab a drink, lovely chatting. Professional networking, don't want to take up too much of your time. And friends or family, just a warm, simple, okay, gotta go. Chat soon.
A good little toolkit to have ready in your back pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So thinking about all this, maybe take a moment to consider your own experiences. Are there times you find it tricky to end a chat?
Or maybe you have go-to phrases that already work well for you. Or perhaps you've heard someone end a conversation really gracefully and thought, wow, how did they do that?
Yeah, reflect on that.
And consciously trying some of these techniques, it really can make a difference. You feel more in control, less anxious about how to actually leave.
Which probably makes the conversation itself better, too, because you're not worrying about the ending the whole time.
Exactly. You can be more present.
So here's a final thought to leave you with today. In this world where everything's vying for our attention and maybe interactions feel a bit shorter, how much does the way we end a conversation really stack up against how we begin it?
Interesting question.
What's that final impression you're leaving behind with those last words, that last bit of tone? Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. We hope you found these tips helpful for navigating those tricky goodbyes.
If you enjoyed this, please do like, share, and subscribe to SmartSpeak English.
And if you have any questions or your own favorite ways to end a conversation, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in.